Happy Groundhog Day, campers! Today, I'm excited to go visit Woodstock, Illinois, where it's cold outside. Woodstock, Illinois is where they filmed one of my all-time favorite films. Directed by Harold Ramis, starring Bill Murray, Andy McDowell, Stephen Tobolowsky, and Chris Elliott. That's right, I'm talking about Groundhog Day. I've heard that it looks almost identical to when they filmed it almost 30 years ago, and I can't wait to see it. I hope you'll join me. Let's travel.
I'm Chris Bauer, and I am an art slinger. I travel around the U.S. selling artwork at comic and anime conventions, and while I'm there, I like to check out cool sites, eat great food, and see all the places my favorite movies and TV shows are made. Welcome to Sets, Streets, and Eats. So I am in an alleyway right next to the Woodstock Theater. It's actually, the wall behind me is a part of the theater. But the alley is dedicated to the famous former residents of Woodstock and, of course, to the Groundhog Day movie. They're very proud of Chester Gould, the creator of Dick Tracy. I don't believe he had much to do with the film version, but he definitely created the comic strip that made it famous. Orson Welles is another one of their very famous folks that's from here. He got his start from here. He went to school here. His first stage play was here. Of course, he's from Citizen Kane fame and War of the Worlds and a host of other things. Touch of Evil, which is one of my favorite films. Of course, they also decided after filming they wanted to be known for a place where people can come celebrate Groundhog Day as well. So they came up with their own mascot. So Puxatawny Phil is in PA, but here they've got Woodstock Willie. So Woodstock Willie, every Groundhog Day, comes out, says whether or not he saw his shadow, and thousands of people come out. They do walking tours of the film locations. They have dances. They have screenings of the movie at the Woodstock Theater. It's a really fun event every Groundhog Day season. Usually the weekend before is when they usually do it, or over Groundhog Day. So get on Woodstock, Illinois' website. It's got all the information there. It's a really fun event, and you might want to consider coming. So when the movie opens, well, when they're driving into town, they come up through here. They stop right here in the van at the stop sign. Then they turn, and then the film pans up as they go up and around that corner. So behind me is the Woodstock Opera House. Now, the Opera House actually stood in the film for the Pennsylvanian. This is where Rita and Larry stayed. This is where they pull up out front, right after they come to the town square, and Phil says he's not going to stay here because it's a flea bag. He had stayed here before. Obviously not a flea bag, but obviously not a hotel. Later in the movie, that tower right there, woo, this is where Phil jumped off of to kill himself. They actually built that ledge out that he stands on. There's no ledge there, but they built it for the movie, and they had a local stuntman actually come out and do the stunt right here on the city square. When he looks down, you can actually see the staircase from his above his head cam. The Opera House actually is more famous well before Groundhog Day because this is where Orson Welles got his start in theater. He went to the Todd School, which was local, and was in plays here from an early adolescent age, and even came back in 1934 when he was already famous and ran a summer stock here and put many productions through here with the likes of Joan Woodward, Paul Newman, Tom Bosley. They all performed on this stage in here. And in 2013, they named the main stage the Orson Welles stage. And they're very, very proud that he is from this little town. And as they should be, he has the #1 movie of AFI's greatest movies ever made list, Citizen Kane. So I'd be proud of it too. Hey Woodchuck Chuckers, I am at the Cherry Street Inn. This of course is where Phil Connors woke up every morning. Lori, the owner, actually her mother made one of these masks. I made a bunch of these masks actually, you can only get them here. I had to have them because this is the greatest thing ever to get when you're visiting Groundhog Day movie locations. This was used, of course, this is where Phil Connors wakes up every morning for Groundhog Day. He wakes up here, Sonny and Cher sing him awake. It's still in use today as a bed and breakfast. It was actually a private residence when they filmed the movie, but it's a bed and breakfast now, just like it was in the movie. Anyway, they filmed all the exteriors here, but then they took video and pictures of the house and they modeled an interior set about 20 miles away from here. They modeled the set of all the interiors of the bed and breakfast, and they filmed inside a little warehouse. They have, of course, the famous view from the window, which you will see in a second, is amazing. And you need to come check them out, stay here. The house is absolutely gorgeous. 8 bedrooms, all Victorian style, beautifully decorated. You gotta come see it. So these are all the different artifacts from filming that they have. They've even got one of the clocks. And there's the owner with Stephen Tobolowsky. That's awesome. Stephen signed a copy of the VHS. That's from the Tip Top. So he drinks out of. That is really cool. That's cool. That's a good holiday then. That's awesome. That is really neat. So they filmed the interiors at that warehouse in Cary, Illinois, right?
Yep. So what they
Okay.
did is they recreated really all the rooms and stuff that you see here.
Yeah.
So he looks out. I can remember if we pulled that snowflake out.
Oh no, it's okay. So basically up at that
So
top
when
one.
he looks out the window. That's the window he's looking from.
Oh, that is awesome. And of course, that's the view. The famous view.
So what they did is outside the window here on the roof, they set up the rigging.
Yeah.
So where the icicles are,
Right.
that's where the camera was to do the shoot down.
Oh, that is cool.
So the bathrooms, there's what gives you the center shot.
Okay, awesome. That is really neat.
It's a proper angle. The Bill Murray We
Right.
stayed.
Pretty much, you probably get to the point where
Response
just like,
is
eh.
always, Bill Murray has never stayed here. It wasn't
Right.
even a B&B when they made the movie. It was a
Yeah,
residence.
that's right.
Right. So
Wow.
you know, first,
Man, that's
truth
beautiful.
in advertising.
Yeah,
right? You're
totally. I know.
You're like, Bill hasn't. I'm like, but his brother has.
Okay, right.
When Bill's been here.
Sure.
Went and sat and chatted with him for a few minutes last year.
Yeah.
But it's
That was for the
just-
commercial shoot, right?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then Stephen Tobolowsky plays Ned. He's
Yeah.
been here on stage
Right.
with his wife Anne, and I mean last year after the shoot, you know, because he stayed here for 4 days. By the
Oh,
time
did he?
Somebody stayed here for like an hour. They feel like family.
Totally, I would imagine.
So when he saw me, he's like, I'm like, well, when it was filmed upstairs
Yeah.
in the attic space, which is the first attic, there's actually one above. That was all open space.
Okay.
So they were able to shoot up there.
Right.
Because there's, we have vaulted ceilings.
Okay, so they basically just arranged it how they wanted.
17-foot high ceilings in order to do the shots, and these are only 11.
That's
So,
crazy.
you know, they did the walkthrough with the cameras.
Sure.
But scene shots
Yeah.
needed to be done. So with the slanted ceiling
Yeah.
shots, that's upstairs in the attic.
That is awesome. Oh, that is so cool.
Which is now our apartment.
Oh, that's cool. There you go.
Just proof to the reality is that paragliders love this so much. There's
see why.
no way anybody would know that this corner fireplace is here.
Right.
You know,
That's true.
It's a movie. They could have just made.
They
it
could have put
really like
anywhere.
that.
They
Right.
absolutely could have.
Yep. But they found a fireplace identical to this one.
That is
There's
amazing.
one very small difference between
Yeah.
our fireplace and the fireplace in the movie.
Yeah.
So I tell everyone, like, take a picture,
Absolutely.
watch the movie, and
It's
try to figure
gorgeous.
out what the difference is.
Actually, I will. I will absolutely do that. I'll add that onto the video. That's a good idea.
Yeah, we've got lots of little Easter eggs in the house.
I think that's amazing. That's really cool.
So every time Bill walks out the front door in the movie,
Right.
you see the newspaper article with the house on it.
Oh, that's right. Because it's that side shot. Yeah,
This
that's
is the
right.
original. This article describes the house in its entirety. And
Man, that's cool.
all the decor and the painting
Yeah.
and the design work. So, yeah, this is pretty spectacular.
So cool. I love the groundhog masks.
My mom made
Great
those.
idea.
So,
There was that night shoot that Phil's walking right here with Rita until she gets up to here. And then, of course, slaps him. You know, typical female reaction to Phil Connors. And Phil walks out each morning with the piano teacher walking right from here. He asks her where everybody's going. They're off to see the groundhog. It's still just once a year, isn't it? Of course, the big climax of the movie. Phil lifts Rita over this gate, which they filmed all right here. And they run off down the road, happily ever after. So I'm on Ned's corner. Ned Ryerson is a part in Groundhog Day that if played by any other actor other than legendary character actor Stephen Tobolowsky, it probably wouldn't have been very memorable. But in the giving credence to the whole there are no small parts rule in acting, Stephen Tobolowsky absolutely knocked Red Ryerson right out of the park. Everything he says, honestly, is very quotable. Always has been. He was a favorite right from the get-go. And he walks right out here, if you can see. That's where he first spots Phil, who has just come around this corner, fumbled to give the homeless man money, and is walking this way. Phil runs right over here and catches up with him, and they walk this way down the sidewalk. And that time that he pushes him off, he almost hits this post, and it's still the exact same post.
Phil Connors, I don't wear.
But they walk up this way as Phil is heading to Gobbler's Knob. And of course, Ned's asking about life insurance and all that good stuff. And they get to in front of the Tip Top Cafe. Of course, at the end of their conversation, Phil Connors jumps off the curb, which is now paved, but the puddle was right here. And that is where Ned Ryerson does his famous line, "Watch that first step, it's a doozy." Now, in 1992, this was actually an empty storefront. Harold Ramis originally wanted to use the Angelo's Family Restaurant, which is directly on the corner across the square, which is now the Double O Cafe, I believe it's called. But the owner of Angelo's did not want us to be closed so they could film in there. He wanted to stay open. So this empty storefront was right here in this corner. They flipped it and they decided to make it into an actual restaurant just for filming. Well, after they had cleared out from filming, they were filming from March till June of 1992. Somebody bought the restaurant and just kept it the Tip Top instead of diner, and made it Tip Top Cafe. Then it was called Tip Top something else before it closed, and now it's a Mexican food place. So it's been a lot of things over the years, but it's remained constantly a restaurant. But this is where they filmed all the scenes in the diner with Bill Murray's character and everybody else interacting. Very, very, very memorable scenes. And I'll show them right here. Either way, it is a taco house now, and I'm going to go in and try the food. So I am where the Tip Top Cafe or Tip Top Diner was. It's a taco house now. It's definitely changed quite a bit in here. Obviously, over the years, it's been different things. It's definitely smaller now, at least dining room size. It's definitely gotten smaller, but they made it a lot bigger for the movie too. But you can still sit right over next to the window. In fact, Murray would have sat right in here, and then that's the table that would have been where the two drunks sat at, and all this wall would have been covered in different paraphernalia. This looks amazing. So on the DVD commentary for Groundhog Day, Harold Ramis was asked how long he thought Phil was stuck in a loop, and he suggested it was at least a decade. Later on, he said that it was probably 14 or 15 years, but we've been speculating, fans have been speculating about it for 28 years now, trying to count the days, trying to see. The best one I've seen so far, there's a YouTube channel called What Culture, and they broke it down on what they thought, how long it would take to become an expert, all the things that Phil did, how much practice, assessing all the days that you see on screen. And they came up with the number that Phil was stuck in Groundhog Day for 12,395 days, which is 430 months, 1,766 weeks. Thank you. That was really good. Basically, it's just under 34 years. Well, Taquero La Placita? Placita? I am terrible at pronouncing names. Anyway, the taco house I just ate at was delicious. Ordered a tostada, a gordita, and a something called sopas. S-O-P-A-S. One had chorizo, one had pork, one had some marinated steak. It was delicious. I would say the tostada was probably my favorite. Very tasty. So when Phil walks in, he walks past the gazebo, right where Nancy is standing dancing, and then he walks over to here behind me, climbs up the stairs, and does his news report next to Rita and Larry. They built the set. Like I said, they filmed for 3 months, and set was up the whole time. A lot of filming was through the spring and the summer, March till June. So a lot of the times they had to do fake snow because obviously it snows midday during the film, so the night scenes would be covered in snow, which helped them cover the fact that they used like 5 or 6 different kinds of fake snow, and they would cover the park in it. So the snow looks very convincing in the film, but most of it was not real at all. In the parking spots right across from the courthouse, just behind me, and right here as well, a couple different scenes. One, Phil disables the van, pulls the distributor cap, and we see it just the once, but it's implied basically that the van's broken for the day going forward. Also, they filmed, this is the parking spots where Phil says goodbye to Rita and then goes and kidnaps Puxatawny Phil and takes off on the police chase. They actually also came back here just a couple of years ago to film that Super Bowl commercial update, which was really funny. I think it was Brian Doyle Murray, Bill Murray, and the Groundhog. And they filmed that right back here in the exact same parking spots on the same square. Right here's a fun scene. So Bill Murray sat right here on this ledge, and he was looking across the street at the bank when the truck pulls in, parks there. He's narrating the whole thing. Here comes Doris. Hi, Felix. Blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, he starts walking. He gets up. 10, 9, 8, car, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then grabs the bag. This is the old courthouse and jail, which I'm not 100% sure, but I'm almost positive this is where they filmed the one shot of Bill Murray getting put behind bars. But that leads us right next door to our next location. So the public house is a restaurant, of course closed due to COVID right now. They used it as the bar at the Pennsylvanian. So the bar was supposed to be as if it was down in the lobby of the hotel. And that is where Phil and Rita drink together and drink to world peace, which you can still sit in their chairs and make that toast. They've got a plaque, of course, right next to it. So Rita would come down, have a drink. That's where Phil started trying to get to know her, and where really their relationship really started to spark. And it's like many places in this town, it's pivotal to the success of the scenes for certain. And on the courthouse, just in case you were wondering, while you're in Woodstock, Illinois, you're 373 feet above Lake Michigan and 54 feet above sea level. So for my next location, I am in the Old Man's Alley. So the Old Man Alley, as you can probably remember, this is the homeless man that Bill Murray acts like he's going to give money to when he first starts going around the corner. During the movie, of course, he starts trying to take care of the old man after he sees the old man's basically freezing to death. But this is the alley where he's actually walking So he's walking this way and going past, and the old man's dragging his body, or dragging himself right along this wall. And Murray takes him in and gets him some soup and starts trying to take care of him. And then finally, the old man starts to die each time, and the very memorable scene right behind you, you can see that window in the shot. But he's basically laying right with his head right here. Bill Murray's giving him mouth to mouth. This is all completely unchanged. This looks identical to when they filmed. They've never done anything with it except put the plaque up at the top of the alley. It's pretty cool. You can, like most things in this town, it's preserved. So behind me is the Woodstock Theater. In the film, it was known as the Alpine Theater, and of course, it was showing the completely made-up fictional movie Heidi 2, which is just a great joke. Anyway, they've got that great scene right out front here where Bill Murray pulls up in the Rolls Royce with the maid, or the woman dressed as the French maid, and gets out and tells her to call him Bronco, and Nancy walks by and he says, "There goes my old fiance. She acts like she doesn't even know me." It's all good stuff. But right in the middle, if you see the doors there was a old box office that used to sit there. So it's been updated a little bit, but the marquee still looks the same, and it's got a plaque out front of it as well. And it's just another one of those really cool stops on the Groundhog movie location tour. I'm up front of the Moose Lodge, right off of downtown Woodstock here. Unfortunately, again, another one of those closed because of COVID places, but this is where they filmed the final dance. This is where Rita walks in and Phil's on the piano playing the theme from Somewhere in Time. Awesome scene. She's very impressed. Right there in the lobbies where they're leaving is Phil and Ned's last scene together, where Ned tells him he hadn't seen the man in 20 years, and he comes in and buys all these different life insurances from him. It's just a really good ending. It's pretty cool. I wish I could get in and see it. I've heard it's exactly the same way as when they filmed. Same floor, same stage, same everything. So pretty neat. Again, wish I could see it, but this is where they filmed it. And that is the piano teacher's house where Phil goes to learn piano. It's just down the street from the bed and breakfast. So this is one of the flags that was flying over Gobbler's Knob in the movie. And Bill Murray walks right past one of these trash cans when he's coming into Gobbler's Knob. But they were the trash can lids for all the trash cans around the park in the movie. Oh. And this was on top of the archway when he was coming into Gobbler's Knob. This was some of the diagrams that were written or drawn for the movie, imagining how it was going to look. He comes up these steps, and then they're over in here shooting. All the news people are like right here, shooting up toward Gobbler's Knob. And then all the crowd, all the extras would stand back here. And I assume these are for actual camera production. So here we go. So the library has all kinds of props from the movie. They were very proud of it when they were filming, so that was a bumper sticker that they were giving away in town. There's a photo of Harold Ramis directing the movie. Another photo of Ramis on set. And that picture of the Tip Top Cafe. There's a picture of Hudzinger's Hardware. These were all businesses that they made up for the movie. More production photos. And that's a signed script by Harold Ramis, Stephen Tobolowsky, and Danny Rubin, the writer. Ah, yes, location manager, Bob Hudgens. Bob Hudgens was also location manager on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which is how he discovered this town, because they filmed a few scenes for that film here too. And he showed this to Harold Ramis, and the first drive around through town, around the town square, Harold Ramis fell in love with it. They always put these props up during Groundhog Days, which would be coming up in a couple weeks, but of course is canceled. But you can still see them for a month or so all around this room here at the Woodstock Public Library. So I'm back here at Gobbler's Knob because it's about to be night, and I wanted to show you this place at night because it is magical. If you don't believe me, check this out. So welcome to Gobbler's Knob. I wanted to have a view of it at night just to show you how beautiful it is right now. They still have all the Christmas lights up, and it's a really magical city square. You can totally understand why Harold Ramis picked this, but you can see why. The town is, it's got a certain magic to it. And it's really beautiful. And as you can see behind me, I'm going to show you one of the most magical scenes of the movie is in the night scenes where Bill Murray is trying to woo Andy McDowell's character, and they keep coming back to the park. That's where they have the snowball fight with the kids, and they're making the snowman, and then he ends up carving the sculpture of her. That culminates into their best night, the night that breaks the cycle, and which of course includes a dance right over here. We are in the gazebo here at Gobbler's Knob, which is actually Woodstock Park. And this is where the snowfall dance happens. And it's this really, really magical moment where Bill Murray and Andy McDowell share a dance in the snow. And it's really kind of a moment where they fall in love. It's a really magical scene, honestly. I always really loved this movie, and you can see why. It's positively beautiful here. So behind me is the Dewdrop Inn, or Wayne's Lanes as it's actually known, the bowling alley from Groundhog Day. This is where Bill Murray takes the town drunks out on the town, and he has that great line about meeting that woman and making love on the beach like sea otters at sunset. Why couldn't I have that day to live over and over and over? And anyway, they have a scene right out front here inside the bowling alley, which still looks identical to what it did. I really wish it was open. COVID takes another one. Really neat, but this is where they filmed it. They do have the Dewdrop Inn Groundhog Day movie plaque. And they have a banner with a picture of it. And Groundhog Days this is the banner from last year. Well, I hope you enjoyed my visit to Woodstock, Illinois, home of Puxatawney, PA, in the film Groundhog Day. I certainly enjoyed it. Absolutely breathtakingly beautiful town. Everybody was super nice. It's pretty awesome. Kind of bummed that Groundhog Days did get canceled this year, of course, because of COVID. But they do it every other year, besides this year. And it's really an amazing festival. You definitely need to go. Check out the city website for more details. And check in it for 2022. Hopefully life will be back to normal by then. Anyway, keep on woodchucking, woodchuckers. Well, thanks for watching this episode of Set Streets and Eats, and we'll see you on down the road.